Happy Friday, everyone. Today is Friday, February 26th. If you're watching this video, that means you've probably already done the weekly review number 13. So, great job. And then you're on this spot right here. You are watching this lesson video on using two variables to represent a situation. And this is what continuing on what we did yesterday. Okay. I know you all noticed this right away. I was way too nice to you the last 2 or 3 days with no homework. So, yes, you do have homework on a Friday. But hopefully there's enough time to get started on it in class. And our Friday joke. How did the hipster burn his mouth? He ate pizza before it was cool. All right. Your goals today are to be able to identify related and unknown quantities in word problems and be able to identify independent and dependent variables. Does this sound familiar? It should, because you've learned about this in science class already. So hopefully you have a good understanding moving forward. Go ahead and get out those 4-1 lesson notes if you already don't have them out, and a pencil. Okay, we are on our 4-1 guided notes here. I quickly want to review this question with you, and that is writing our two related and unknown quantities would be the time spent in warm-ups and the time spent doing drills. What we know is that we spent 90 minutes in all. So again, you can use that W plus D equals 90. Based on that, you can use 90, your total minus a part is going to equal the other part. You can flip-flop that. The total minus the other part is equal to a part. All right, just to review that there. This is your total. These are two parts. All right, then, let's look at the fruit basket company offers wrapping for an additional charge. Some customers who choose to have their gift wrapped or others do not. 1 month, 145 people do not want their order gift wrapped. Discuss and write 3 equations to represent the situation. Give this a try and we'll come back in a minute. Let's see what you came up with. So some of our information is we can either have them gift wrapped or not. Those are our 2 options. What the information that we know is that we have 4 people who do not want them gift wrapped. So we can start off with 145. All right. That is our information that we know. Okay. So 145 plus the people who want it gift wrapped, so let's use G, is going to equal the total number of fruit baskets the company sold. Okay, so let's make sure we label our variables. So G is gift wrapped, so we're going to say wrapped. My awesome handwriting. And T is going to be total gifts. Whoops. All right, so there's 1. Then we can use the total minus 145 is going to equal the amount that are gift wrapped. You could also have the total minus the number that were gift wrapped is going to equal 145, which is the amount that is not wrapped. Okay, so that is that one there. Hopefully you did all right. And let's move on to the next question. Okay, please fill this out here. The growth of a plant depends on how much water it receives, okay? So you have independent and dependent variables are related in the unknown quantities. So in here we can write independent and dependent. And that is both variables. So that's your information there. Those are the ones that are related and unknown. When we talk about related and unknown, that's the independent and dependent variables. Okay, so the amount of growth is the dependent variable, and the amount of water she is the independent. So this is a question based off. I would show you the screen online. What's happening is this lady, she goes up to a tree, she puts some water in it, and the tree grows. Knowing your independent and dependent variable, the dependent variable, so the water is the independent variable, okay? What we put in there comes first, okay? And then the dependent variable is the growth. How much does that tree grow? So the amount the tree grows depends on how much water. Okay, so dependent is your growth. Okay, I would like you to fill in this dependent variable and independent variable definitions. The dependent variable depends on the independent variable, and it always comes second. It is the result. Okay. And then independent variable comes first and is the variable that you change. We changed how much water we fed the tree, and the result, what comes second, is the tree grows up and down. Okay. So the couple of things I want you to focus on is dependent variable depends, dependent depends on independent variable. Comes second. Independent is going to come first. Right, let's give some of these a try. Classify each highlighted quantity as independent or dependent variable, underline independent variable, and circle the dependent variable. Okay, so you biked M miles to the store and burned C calories. Okay, what did we do first? Do we bike some miles or do we burn the calories? If you're thinking we biked M miles, you are correct. Okay, biked M miles is going to be our independent variable. So independent variable, underline. Okay, and that means our dependent variable is the burned C calories. So the first thing you do is bike. The result, or the second thing, you burn calories. The amount of calories you burn depends, dependent variable, on the independent, how many miles you biked. Okay. At this time, I would like you to go ahead and answer 2 and 3. We'll come right back. Okay, the category of a hurricane is related to the wind speed of the hurricane. Ooh. Which one comes first? Do we put a category to the hurricane first? Or do we first have to find the wind speed of the hurricane? Put your meteorologist brain on. I think we have to find the wind speed of the hurricane first. So we decide that it is 100 mile per hour wind. With that information, we can then categorize the hurricane. So wind speed is first. The result of that is we get a category for the hurricane. The category of the hurricane depends on the wind speed. All right. And if you get stuck on these, they're a little confusing. I understand. We're going to do the best that we can with these. Some of the math teachers in the math department, and I would say all of us, we struggle with these sometimes. Sometimes they can be tricky. So just do the best that you can and put your best effort in. That's all we can ask. Number 3, the population of a state determines the number of representatives from that state in the U.S. Congress. So the population of the state, the number of representatives. What's going to come first? Do we have a number of representatives and then we put people in the state? Or do we count how many people are in the state first, and then the result of that, we have a certain number of representatives? So which one's first? Which one? Yes, the population of the state is first. Okay, it is the independent variable. The result is the number of representatives. The number of representatives depends on the population of the state. Looking at our last question here, the number of flowers in a bouquet determines the cost. Identify the dependent and independent variables. So our two variables here would be the number of flowers and the cost. Which one is the independent and dependent variable? Try it on your own. The number of flowers, the cost. So when you go shopping, do you choose the number of items that you want and then pay for it? Or do you pay for it and then go choose the items? It'd be nice if it was the second one. Okay? But what we do is we have to count the number of flowers first. That is what's coming first. So this is the independent variable. And then the result of the number of flowers is the cost, which is our dependent variable. All right. Hopefully this is making a little bit of sense. What you're going to do now, and if you have any questions, please ask the sub, but you have this time to go ahead and complete your homework. Hopefully it's enough time to get done in class. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. I'll answer them over the weekend, or I will talk to you on Monday. This is also a reminder that we will be taking our algebra readiness test on Monday. Again, nothing you can do to prepare for the algebra readiness test, but I do want you to know that we are taking it on Monday. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone, and take care.